Mount Rushmore is in the Black Hills of South Dakota, and the Black Hills are a forest that are on the other side of Rapid City, which also makes them very unique here in South Dakota. Now, to us, you know, it looks like a forest. We come from forested land, so this looks very home-like to us. But Jason just said this is the Flagstaff of South Dakota, because when you're in Arizona, you know, it's very deserty and flat. But when you get up into the mountains above in Flagstaff, above Phoenix and Sedona, it's very heavily forested like this. It's even snowing today, which is also reminiscent of Flagstaff. So the visibility is a little sketchy right now. It's been snowing for about the past hour and very cloudy, but we're heading to Mount Rushmore anyway because I think the snow is supposed to let up in about a half an hour, and we're hopeful that we'll be able to see the monument. If not, we'll try to come back, but I think we're going to be able to see it.
RV.
A little empty RV park.
One load RV. Toughing it out. Old-fashioned fudge factory up there. Where's the primary fudge place? Where is this place getting all their seconds? Look at this. Get your DQ, your Subway.
That is a long stretch.
Your Ranger Danger Pizza.
Why is it a national memorial instead of a national monument?
I don't know.
Maybe we'll find out at the visitor center. Have Mount Rushmore completely to ourselves, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, they're like us and our 12 closest friends in the whole place. I think there was 2 or 3 cars in the whole parking garage.
There was more cars on the upper level. I think
Sure,
we didn't
that's
get
true.
up. But it's 35 degrees out, it's snowing, it's windy, but actually we feel more at home here in the forest and the snow than we have in the grasslands and the desert, which is interesting.
It's all the state flags.
Yeah, all the state flags, that's cool.
You can get America's snowing. Connecticut, where we used to live. Oh, Florida.
Where's Florida?
Yeah, where we now are.
Florida.
How many places do we claim this? Where we live?
Maine.
We also live there.
Here's Maine. None of them are blowing right. Massachusetts. Ah, it's so cold. We made it just in time. The snow is so heavy now you can barely see it. The nice visitor center down here at the bottom of the mountain that talks about Gutzon Borglum. Gutzon Borglum was the name of the sculptor of Mount Rushmore.
Scale version of the pointing tool was also attached to the mountaintop.
So I had to Google why Mount Rushmore is called a national memorial, not a national monument. It's because when it was built, Congress actually designated it as a national memorial to encapsulate the ideals of the 4 presidents that are depicted here. And a national monument, as we learned the other day, I forget where we were, in Sioux Falls, was the national monument is designated to protect a natural area. The grasslands or the badlands, or you're protecting some geographical feature. So even though Mount Rushmore is a geographical feature, it's not naturally occurring, and because Congress wanted to emphasize the ideals of the presidents, that's why it's a national memorial. So Mount Rushmore itself is free entrance, but you have to pay a $10 parking fee. So for that reason, your America the Beautiful pass will not work here because there's not technically a fee for the monument. It's just for the parking garage. So we are going to head now further into the Black Hills, and then the Needles Scenic Highway is a very curvy, windy road. We're going to see how our dually does. I don't imagine it will be too bad because it's not actually like freezing cold. There's just a little bit of snow in the air, so we should be fine, but let's see how it is when we get over there. This is the eye of the needle, or needle's eye. We're assuming we'll fit. Width 8 feet 9 inches. Okay, we should be all right, right? Shouldn't we? I think I want to run through and get you from the other side. I want to run through the tunnel and get him coming out the other side. Oh, I think this is wide enough. We were worried a dually would be too wide, but looks okay. No problem. Those look like needles.
Look at the serious switchback here.
Fun. It's called the Cathedral Spires Trail. Not needles. Pretty though. Oh, it's not maintained for winter, guys. A little tight squeeze. We're on here for another 26 minutes, huh?
Lord willing. We'll put in 4-wheel drive for this little stretch. I think 4-wheel high. We don't need 4-wheel low.
Oh.
All right. We're not climbing the rocks.
I signed up for one lane tunnel, but I did not know there was two. Oh, this one's even narrower. 8 feet 0 inches.
How many extra inches do we have in the other one?
I thought that one was 8 feet 10 inches. Oh, this is the needle's eye, not the other one. Well.
Oh.
Oopsie. Look at her at the top. Filming. Okay.
Now this is a bit more puckery, I'm thinking. So
better go straight on.
I'm gonna go closer to my side.
I would stick my hand out the window, but I don't think I can. Alright, here we go. You can put the mirrors in. But yeah. Yeah. Can you see the tire?
And it just goes slow.
Okay.
Look in the get the rear view mirror.
Oh yeah,
shot.
I see. We got some room. Half a foot.
By some, we mean some. Like these folks recording us
Yeah.
ahead. Wait, I gotta get over it. It's like the wind's blowing me.
Maybe it is. The wind is coming down that way.
Still gonna go slow.
Doing it in this weather is even more fun. Someone else is waiting for us to come through. He's saying if they can do it, I can do it. Oh, look at that wind.
You shouldn't have any problem.
You got it.
We got much bigger hips than you do. So this is the actual needle's eye, which is this rock formation up here that looks like the eye of a needle. Oh.
We're not entirely sure, but right before we got on the Needles Highway, there was a sign that said entering Custer State Park fee area. But Custer State Park is quite a ways south of here, so I wasn't sure what that meant. And there wasn't any gate to go through, and we drove the whole Needles Highway. But as we came out the northern end, there was a gatehouse, but nobody was in it, and there was a fee list there, but there was no gate. So I think it must just be closed for the season. But it's possible if you came here in the summertime, you might have to pay the state park entrance fee to drive the Needles Highway.
Or if you're coming in from this
Or
entrance.
if you're coming in from the north, you do, but not from the south. I don't know. So if you're coming in season, check that out before you come. We're driving through the little town of Custer, South Dakota. Population about 2,000.
Barely over 1,000, by the way.
No, it said 1,900.
I said 1,100.
It said 1,900 something.
What's the population of Custer, South Dakota?
In 2020, the population of Custer was 1,919.
Custer State Park, which is right near the town of Custer, is another really popular tourist destination, and they've got a wildlife driving loop that was recommended to us, but we're going to skip it for this time. We're trying to get through as much as we can today before sunset because we've decided to take off tomorrow instead of spending a whole nother day here. When we were originally planning this trip a couple of months, several months ago, we said it's a 10-hour drive from Rapid City, South Dakota to Winnipeg, Manitoba. We can do that in one day. Let's just plow through and we'll just do it all in one day. It'll be a long drive day, but that's fine. And then yesterday we were looking at our trip. We were like, how long is that drive tomorrow? And RV Life says 10 hours, which could easily be 11 or 12 hours by the time you get there, especially with an international border crossing. And so we said, why did we do that? Why did we decide that?
Yeah. But plus we also, when we first got here, we got here pretty early and had lots of day left. So we did a bunch of stuff that first night as well.
We did wall drug.
Yeah, and just the way it worked out, we were a good half day ahead of schedule of what we were thinking it would take. So and actually we're going to do something possibly on the way out that we would have done as part of a day trip as well.
Right.
So with the RV, we'll go cut through Deadwood in that area.
Sturgis and Deadwood are on our way out north. We were going to maybe drive up there tomorrow and do a little day trip, but I think we can do it with the RV. Just on our way out, we'll hit a few sites up there, and then that'll be good.
Yeah.
Plus, Custer State Park costs $25 to get into, and since we already paid $30 for Badlands, we're watching our money a little bit. This trip has been a little bit of a strain on our wallet, so we're trying to be mindful of spending extra dollars. No, okay, you know what? We just changed our minds. We're going to drive up to Deadwood right now because it's only an hour from here, and getting the RV into Deadwood, I think, might be challenging.
Well, that'd take us at least a half hour out tomorrow.
Yeah, it would take some time.
Might as well do it. We got
Let's knock it out.
2.5 hours of light left at least, so
We're good. Then we can see the little town of Deadwood. It's a kind of a historical old western town. I assume that the TV show Deadwood was based on this town, right?
yeah. It's the historic.
Deadwood, South Dakota. Well, maybe we're going to Deadwood. We've got a big patch of construction here. They are seriously widening out this road. But
Well, our friends were telling us
this little paper map that I have says that there's a little red spot on it on the route that we're going on. And the legend said that it's closure A. But Google Maps and iOS Maps both want to take us this way. I guess it's not too far down the road, so if we have to turn around, it won't be too far.
Well, and our friends were telling us, it may be related, just how essentially there's zero employment in South Dakota. It's
Zero unemployment?
Zero unemployment. Yes, there's lots of employment. Zero unemployment in South Dakota, like 2% and change or something. And, they're paying interns to stay longer and take jobs. So some of this stuff of all these housing developments and roads and things that we've seen on both sides of the state, I think is related to that. Just a booming economy. There's no state income tax. There might not be any corporate tax either, so it's a good place for the businesses themselves, and then they can attract workers. Something like that. So it's one of those booming states. It helps that there's cars coming the other way.
Yeah.
That gives some comfort that we're probably going to be okay on the other side of this.
But seriously, guys, you might not know this, but we lived for 2 months in Chile in 2017 when Jason was on a sabbatical, and that dirt road through those mountains and those lakes on the side, it was a lot like Chile. Except there was not a sheer cliff drop off with no guardrail on the edge. That would have really made it authentic.
That would have been very Chilean.
We're just that's Monday.
Yeah. We're days ahead of that.
Pretty lake. Oh, resting place is Wild Bill Hickok. Wait, are we supposed to see a grave here somewhere? In the hill just above Deadwood is Mount Moriah Cemetery. Wild Bill Hickok is buried here. The gate is closed. We're after hours here, and it's a $2 fee to get in. But I just wanted to come up and see the gate. I don't know where he's buried, but that's really cool. So Deadwood was infamous in the late 1800s when gold was discovered here. In 1876, the Black Hills Gold Rush started and attracted a bunch of notorious characters to Deadwood, including Wyatt Earp, Calamity Jane, and Wild Bill Hickok. And Wild Bill was killed here. So from 1876 to 1879, this was a boom town. It had about 25,000 people in it during that gold rush time. But it was infamous because there was just a lot of, I don't know, what would you call it? It was the Wild West. It was classic outlaws and against the sheriff and people fighting for the gold and all that kind of stuff. So that's why. And then the TV show has also popularized it for modern tourists. So there's lots of museums and casinos and history stuff here. And that whole town has been designated as a National Historical Landmark because the Gold Rush era buildings here are so well preserved. And at the end of the street, the elementary school. Seems oddly inappropriate. Snow is sticking a little bit more up here in lead or lead. I assume it's lead.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're sliding.
We're not. I mean, yes, but at 14 miles an hour sliding. It was just a little fishtail.
And Hope Church.
It's like a Harry Potter themed place.
The snow is sticking quite a bit more up here in the town of Lead or Lead, South Dakota.
It's got to be
Must be lead.
Is the town of Lead pronounced lead or lead?
The town of Lead in South Dakota is pronounced as lead. This is from blackhillsvisitor.com.
I don't know if I can trust a British guy on that pronunciation, but so lead.
They're saying lead. Okay. The truck is slipping and sliding a little bit. Yeah, this snow is getting a little treacherous up here, especially as we're climbing higher into the mountains. So we're going to turn around and head to Sturgis and go the fast way back to our campground. The only thing we really missed was the Spearfish Canyon Scenic Byway, but we did some other scenic drives today. We feel like we got it.
Also, it's a little difficult to take in the scenery when the snow's like this. Out. And Scenic Byway and snowy conditions, you usually don't want that combo. Like, those don't always go together. Highway, major highway, snowy conditions, it's a little different.
Still a little frosty this morning in South Dakota, but we are getting ready to head to Winnipeg eventually, but we need to stay somewhere tonight. We're facing a 10-hour drive today from South Dakota to Winnipeg, which could easily turn into 11 or 12 hours. So we said, let's leave South Dakota a day early. We'll stay overnight halfway. So I was going to stay at a Cracker Barrel in North Dakota, but that wasn't quite far enough. We wanted to get a little farther than that. So then I asked for a Harvest Toast for tonight, and that host said, we can't keep you tonight. So then I started looking on the Allstays app, because that will list like Walmarts that allow overnight camping or city parks or casinos or things like that. So I found a little city park in the town of Towner, North Dakota. It's just a little park downtown with a playground and 4 RV sites with hookups. First come, first serve is free. I don't imagine it'll be full up tonight in late April. So we're going to head there. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming along. Only an RVer would be going outside to pack up the RV in sandals when it's snowing and I have a coat and a scarf on.